No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD.
Erika Kirk has become ground zero for the internet's most explosive conspiracy theory of 2025. And what's happening reveals something deeply disturbing about our digital landscape. One day, she was simply Charlie Kirk's wife. The next, the subject of thousands of videos, posts, and investigations dissecting everything from her bone structure to her high school photos. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a masterclass in how modern internet conspiracies are born, spread, and weaponized. Let me take you inside the digital wildfire that's consuming an innocent bystander and threatening to reshape how we think about online harassment forever. It began where all viral phenomena seem to start these days, in the algorithmic underbelly of TikTok. A creator with a modest following posted a video juxtaposing photos of Erika with commentary about her physical features. The accusation? That she was hiding her biological truth. The evidence? Nothing but speculation based on cherry-picked images and debunked pseudoscience about bone structure. But something about this particular target at this particular moment created the perfect storm. Within 48 hours, the original TikTok had amassed over 7 million views. Within a week, the conspiracy had leapt to Twitter, where political influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers amplified it. YouTube commentators created 30-minute analysis videos. Reddit threads spanning thousands of comments emerged, with users combing through years of photos and public appearances. What began as fringe speculation became, almost overnight, a mainstream topic of discussion, not because there was any credible evidence, but because the engagement metrics were simply too good to ignore. Major news outlets published headlines like, "The Erika Kirk Conspiracy Explained," and "Why is everyone talking about Charlie Kirk's wife?" They weren't endorsing the conspiracy, but they were amplifying it, creating a feedback loop that made the story impossible to contain. But here's what makes this case particularly fascinating. Erika Kirk isn't alone. She's merely the latest target in a disturbing trend known as transvestigation, the practice of claiming, without evidence, that public figures were born a different gender than they present. Jamie Lee Curtis has battled these rumors for years. Kristen Chenoweth has faced similar accusations. Even conservative commentator Candace Owens hasn't been immune. The conspiracy theory transcends political boundaries, though it often takes on different flavors depending on who's being targeted and who's doing the targeting. Perhaps most surprisingly, Christian influencers have turned against each other, accusing fellow believers of hiding the truth about various public figures. The theological gymnastics required to fit this conspiracy into a religious worldview are remarkable, if deeply troubling. Meanwhile, progressive commentators like Hassan Piker have responded with a mixture of disbelief and concern about the broader implications, recognizing that while Erika Kirk may be married to a political opponent, the weaponization of this particular form of harassment sets a dangerous precedent for everyone. So why does this type of conspiracy spread like digital wildfire? What makes it so irresistibly clickable and shareable? First, it's emotionally triggering. Whether you're outraged by the conspiracy or outraged by the person being targeted, you're still engaged, still commenting, still sharing, still driving those precious algorithm metrics. The platforms can't distinguish between healthy and toxic engagement. They just know that this content keeps people glued to their screens. Second, it's visually compelling. In our attention economy, text struggles to compete with images and video. Transvestigation provides endless opportunities for side-by-side comparisons, highlighted features, and dramatic reveals. Content creators can produce countless variations, each promising to be the definitive proof that will convince skeptics. Third, it offers a clear villain. For believers, the target is deceiving the public. For opponents, the conspiracy theorists are the villains. Either way, the narrative provides someone to direct outrage toward, the essential ingredient in viral content. Fourth, it taps into power dynamics. Claiming to expose someone creates an intoxicating feeling of having secret knowledge, of seeing what others cannot. In a world where many feel powerless against larger systems, this creates an illusion of control and insight that's deeply appealing. Fifth, It centers on identity, perhaps the most contentious battleground in contemporary culture wars. By questioning someone's gender identity, conspiracy theorists insert themselves into broader debates about authenticity, biology, and self-determination that already generate intense engagement. Finally, it piggybacks on existing viral topics, from debates about transgender athletes to political divisions to celebrity culture. This gives it multiple entry points into different communities and conversation spaces, ensuring maximum spread. As for Erika specifically, the escalation has followed a predictable but troubling pattern. Rather than retreating from public view, she posted a statement vowing to keep speaking the truth no matter what. A response that, while completely understandable, provided further fuel for conspiracy theorists who interpret any defense as evidence of guilt. Critics escalated their claims. Memes proliferated across platforms. Political influencers weaponized the situation, some attacking the Kirks, others positioning themselves as defenders against a digital mob. The controversy became a proxy battle in larger culture wars, with Erika herself increasingly lost in the noise. But this isn't really about Erika Kirk. She's simply the current focus of a pattern that has targeted countless women in the public eye. Transvestigation has become a go-to tactic for delegitimizing women who achieve prominence or power, or who are connected to controversial men. It's a 21st century version of witch trials, an unfalsifiable accusation where denial is seen as further proof of guilt. The psychological motivations behind this behavior vary widely. For some participants, it's a genuine delusion, a pattern recognition error amplified by confirmation bias. For others, it's a cynical engagement play, a reliable way to generate views and followers. For still others, it's a political weapon, a way to attack opponents by proxy. And for many, it's simply entertainment, a way to feel connected to a community, regardless of the human cost. The speed with which these conspiracies spread reveals something important about our information ecosystem. When content triggers strong emotions, confirms existing biases, and provides simple explanations for complex realities, it travels faster than nuance, faster than fact-checking, faster than empathy. By the time reasonable voices enter the conversation, the damage has already been done. This phenomenon transcends traditional political divides. The transvestigation trend has been embraced by certain religious conservatives, by anti-trans activists, by conspiracy communities, and even by some who consider themselves progressive, but have fallen down this particular rabbit hole. What unites these disparate groups is not ideology, but information processing, a preference for sensational claims over mundane truths. The human cost remains largely invisible. We don't see the sleepless nights, the security concerns, the strain on relationships, the psychological toll of having thousands of strangers dissect your appearance and question your very identity. We don't see the friends and family members who become collateral damage, or the long-term impact on people's willingness to participate in public life. What makes this particularly effective as a harassment tactic is the asymmetry of the situation. For the internet mob, each target is just one episode in an ongoing drama. If they don't get the reaction they want, they simply move on to the next victim. But for the individual being targeted, in this case, Erika Kirk, it's their entire life, their reputation, their sense of safety on the line. This might be the beginning of a much bigger online phenomenon, one where no one is safe from having their identity questioned, their privacy invaded, their appearance scrutinized for evidence of whatever conspiracy theory is trending that week. It's a world where the casualties are truth, dignity, and our collective capacity for seeing each other as fully human. The irony is that many who participate in these digital pylons don't consider themselves cruel people. They wouldn't harass a stranger on the street or bully a coworker about their appearance. Yet online, the human connection is severed. The target becomes a character in a story, a puzzle to be solved, content to be consumed, not a person with feelings, relationships, and a right to basic dignity. As we watch this happen to Erika Kirk today, we should ask ourselves, who will it be tomorrow? What private citizen, what spouse of a public figure, what person who never sought the spotlight will next find themselves at the center of a viral conspiracy? And more importantly, what kind of digital citizens do we want to be? Because in the end, this isn't just about bizarre conspiracy theories or internet drama. It's about whether we still believe that people deserve to be treated with dignity regardless of who they're married to, what they look like, or what political team they're perceived to be on. It's about whether we can resist the algorithmic push toward outrage and dehumanization. The Erika Kirk conspiracy isn't just a strange internet sideshow. It's a warning about what our digital landscape is becoming, and whether we participate, observe, or resist will determine what happens next in this disturbing evolution of online behavior. If you found this analysis eye-opening, hit subscribe and turn on notifications now. We're exposing digital trends others won't touch. Your subscription helps these videos reach those who need to see them. Join our community of critical thinkers today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.